Hello, this is assignment 1, Analysis of Explainability and Fairness by Diana Malinovska. The date is February 8th, 2026. Analysis of Explainability and Fairness. So, what is ethical AI? Ethical AI is a set of moral principles, values, and technical standards designed to guide the responsible development of artificial intelligence. It focuses on ensuring that AI systems are fair, transparent, and safe while protecting human rights and individual privacy. UNESCO 2021, and you can see the citation on the right side. By defining clear guidelines and rules for the right and wrong in machine behavior, ethical AI aims to mitigate risks such as algorithmic bias and a lack of accountability. What is explainability in the context of AI? For this question, I've highlighted 5 key points, which is transparency, providing insights into the model's architecture, data inputs, and decision-making processes. Interpretability, ensuring that the results can be understood by humans in straightforward terms. Trust, building confidence amongst users and stakeholders that the AI system operates fairly and reliably, reducing concerns about biases. Moving to the next point, which is regulatory compliance. Meeting legal or ethical standards that require organizations to explain automated decisions, particularly in sectors like finance or healthcare. And the last point is debugging and improvement, allowing developers to identify potential issues in the model's performance and to enhance its effectiveness through better understanding. What is fairness in the context of AI? Fairness in the context of AI refers to the principles of ensuring that AI systems operate without biases and treat all individuals and groups equally. This concept is increasingly important as AI technologies are deploying in various domains such as hiring, lending, law enforcement, and healthcare, where biased outcomes can have significant real-world consequences. Moving to the next section, explanation and rationale. So, what are social drivers of explainability and fairness in AI? Again, I've highlighted 6 key points here, and I'll just go through each one of them. So, public trust. As AI systems become more prevalent, public trust is essential. Regulatory frameworks, governments, and regulatory bodies are increasingly enacting laws and guidelines to ensure fairness and transparency in AI. Accountability. This is an increasing expectation for organizations to be accountable for the decisions made by AI systems. Diversity and inclusion. So social movements advocating for understanding underrepresented groups push for AI systems that are fair and explainable, ensuring that all voices are heard. Then customer demand. Customers are becoming more informed about AI technologies and are demanding ethical practices from companies. And global collaboration, international decisions, and collaborations around AI ethics, such as those facilitated by organizations like OECD or the EU. And then moving to this slide, what are economic drivers of explainability and fairness in AI? Investing in explainable AI enhances algorithm driving innovation and operational efficiency. With increasing regulations, prioritizing fairness helps companies avoid legal risks and associated costs. Then, of course, understanding diverse cultural attitudes towards AI fairness can boost market position and profitability globally. Companies focusing on explainable and fair AI attract ethical, conscious consumers, gaining a competitive edge. And ensuring fairness reduces financial risks such as lawsuits and reputational damage. Additionally, investors favor companies committed to ethical AI, opening better funding opportunities. As the consumer demand for ethical technologies grows, implementing fair practices can enhance sales and foster loyalty. ultimately, focusing on fairness and explainability builds sustainable business models, contributing to positive societal outcomes. And then, yeah, I just put like the key bullet points based just to highlight the key points in the summary. So, yeah, innovation and efficiency, regulatory compliance costs, global market considerations, market competitiveness, as I mentioned, risk management, access to funding, consumer demand, and long term sustainability. So, kind of highlighting those key points here. What are legal drivers of explainability and fairness in AI? Again, like I've highlighted the key 6 points, and I'll just go in more details explaining what each one of them means. So, for data protection laws, regulations like the General Data Protection Regulations, GDPR, in the EU mandate transparency in how personal data is processed. This includes the rights to explanation, which requires organizations to provide understandable reasoning for automated decisions. So, what we were discussing in class, again, like in EU, you need to have an explanation for why certain decisions were made when AI was used. Then, anti-discrimination laws. Many jurisdictions have laws that prohibit discrimination based on race, gender, age, and other protected characteristics. Those laws drive the need for AI systems to be fair and unbiased, ensuring that they do not perpetuate inequality. The next point is consumer protection regulations. So legal frameworks protecting consumers necessitates that companies are transparent about how their AI system make decisions. This ensures that consumers are informed and can challenge decisions that adversely affect them. Then moving to accountability standards, as AI systems increasingly influence significant decisions, there is a growing legal expectation for organizations to be accountable for their AI outcomes. And this drives the implementation of explainability to clarify how decisions are made. Then the next part is sector-specific regulations. Certain industries such as healthcare and finance have specific regulations that require fairness and transparency in AI systems. Compliance with those regulations is essential for organizations operating in those sectors. And then international standards and agreements. As AI technology transcends borders, international agreements and standards can influence national laws, promoting a global approach to fairness and explainability in AI. And then moving to the next slide. What are the connections between privacy, explainability, and fairness in AI? So again, I highlighted the main 3 points that I think are applicable here. So first, transparency, explainability enhances user understanding of how their data is used, which supports privacy. When users know how their data informs AI decisions, they feel more secure. Next, I have data bias. Protecting privacy plays a crucial role in preventing biased outcomes. By safeguarding personal information, we can promote fairness in AI systems, ensuring equal treatment for all users. And then finally, decision clarity. So explainable AI empowers users to identify and challenge biased decisions. This clarity fosters accountability and encourages fair outcomes in AI applications. And then, I have like an illustration here generated by AI to just, show that all of those 3, privacy, explainability, and fairness, they do overlap. And then, what are the connections between accountability, explainability, and fairness in AI? And then here I've highlighted the main 3 points, and then I have a short description of what each connection means, and then I'll just explain it in more detail. So accountability and explainability, so clarity of decisions, explainability allows stakeholders to understand AI decisions, which is essential for holding individuals or organization accountable for those outcomes. And then traceability is when decisions can be explained, it becomes easier to identify who is responsible for them, facilitating accountability. And then accountability and fairness, responsibility for bias and regulatory compliance, I already mentioned in the previous slides, and explainability and fairness. Bias detection, explainable AI helps in identifying and mitigating bias in decision-making processes, promoting fairness, and clear explanation of how decisions are made enhance user trust and system fairness, again, as I mentioned in the previous slides. And together, accountability, explainability, and fairness create a robust framework for responsible AI, ensuring that systems are transparent, equitable, and ethically governed. And then what are the connections between governance, explainability, and fairness in AI? And again, like kind of highlighting the key points. And governance and explainability. So governance frameworks require transparency in AI systems to ensure that stakeholders understand how their decisions are being made. And then explainability provides the necessary clarity, enabling accountability by detailing the processes and reasoning behind AI outcomes. For governance and fairness, governance structures establish guidelines to ensure that AI systems operate fairly and ethically. This includes compliance with regulatory regulations that promote fairness, ensuring that drives perspectives and considered in AI development and deployment. And then explainability and fairness. Explainability allows stakeholders to understand the decision-making process of AI systems, making it easier to detect and rectify biases. And then together, governance, explainability, and fairness form a triad that supports the responsible development and deployment of AI. Governance provides the necessary frameworks for oversight and accountability, while explainability enhances transparency and helps detect biases. And fairness, in turn, is reinforced through those processes, ensuring that AI systems serve all stakeholders equally. So, analysis and critical reflection. Which ethical AI framework do you think is suitable for analyzing explainability? I think it's OECD principles on artificial intelligence. And then, just an explanation what it does. The OECD principles of artificial intelligence are suitable for analyzing explainability because they emphasize transparency, inclusivity, and accountability, which are essential for ensuring that AI systems are understandable and that users can comprehend the rationale behind AI decisions. And then, what are the main strengths of this framework in terms of analyzing explainability? So again, inclusivity, the OECD principles promote inclusive design, which can lead to more understandable and relatable AI systems for diverse users. Transparency, the emphasis on transparency directly supports explainability, allowing stakeholders to comprehend how AI systems make decisions. And then accountability, by fostering accountability, the principles encourage organizations to provide clear explanation of how their AI systems behave, enhancing trust. And what are some notable weaknesses of this framework? And as analyzing explainability, some of the weaknesses that I've highlighted is vagueness. The principles may lack specific guidelines on how to implement explainability in practice, leading to ambiguity in application. And then varied interpretations. Different organizations might interpret the principles differently, resulting in inconsistent approaches to explainability across the industry. And which ethical AI framework do you think is suitable for analyzing fairness? So I think it's the FATML framework, which is suitable for analyzing fairness in AI because it offers a holistic approach that integrates fairness, accountability, and transparency, along with practical guidelines and stakeholder engagement to effectively assess and mitigate biases. And then what are the main strengths of this framework in terms of analyzing fairness, holistic approach, and then practical guidelines. This framework offers practical tools and methodologies for assessing and mitigating biases, enabling more equitable outcomes in AI systems. And then the stakeholder engagement, it encourages collaboration among stakeholders, which can lead to more informed and effective fairness assessment. Um, and then, what are some notable weaknesses of this framework? Analyzing fairness, so it's kind of complex. The framework can be complex to implement, requiring significant resources and expertise to analyze fairness thoroughly. And dynamic nature of fairness. Fairness is context dependent and can change over time, making it challenging to establish a stable criteria that applies universally across different applications and scenarios. Thank you.